Hi everyone, Aiden here at the Etrailer. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this BulletProof Hitches heavy-duty adjustable ball mount for your 2.5-inch hitches. This is going to offer a pretty small range of adjustment, but adjustment nonetheless. So if you find yourself towing multiple trailers with different ride heights, you can use this to match up to those ride heights and always be towing level. In its maximum drop position like we have it here today, it's going to give you a 5.25-inch drop. We can, however, flip this around completely in the hitch if we wanted to get up to a 5-inch rise. And with these included pins and clips, we can remove this and slide it up and down the channel to whatever height we might need with 3 different height settings. This would also be the way that we switch between the 2 different ball sizes. So you've got your 2 5/16 up top, and the 2-inch ball to choose from as well. So if those different trailers have different coupler sizes, you can adapt to that as well. And like I said before, this is one of BulletProof Hitches' heavy-duty series. The way they divide up their ball mounts is to standard duty, heavy duty, and extreme duty. And it really just denotes 3 different classes of weight capacity. Heavy duty positions itself right in the middle. So for this particular ball mount today, we're going to get a 12,000 pound gross trailer weight rating for the 2-inch ball. That's how much weight it can pull. And that'll jump up to a 22,000 pound gross trailer weight rating for the 2 5/16 inch ball. The whole thing can withstand a 3,000 pound tongue weight. That's that maximum downward pressure on the end. If you choose to go with a standard duty ball mount or an extreme duty, those weight capacities will be lower or higher. You can find a similar drop height in those different series if you do need a little bit more or less out of it. But no matter which one you go with, just keep in mind that when it comes to weight capacity, that's just what the ball mount can handle, not necessarily your hitch or your truck. So be sure to check those in your owner's manual and just go by the lowest rated component when towing. One thing to know is that the hitch pin and clip are not going to be included with the ball mount, so you have to pick this up separately. And I would strongly recommend not going with a standard pin and clip like this, but instead upgrading to a locking pin. You can get a lock set from Infinite Rule. Something to know about the shank is that you're going to have 2 hitch pin holes to choose from. They'll be spaced 1.5 inches apart and can be used to give yourself a little bit of extra clearance by switching to this outer hitch pin hole. So whenever we give measurements in just a second, I'm going to be going from this closest one. If you find yourself needing a bit more clearance, just add 1.5 inches to the measurements I'm about to give. The first measurement is from the center of the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball where our trailer is going to hook up. That's going to be 11.75 of an inch. That'll let you know when the coupler's on, what kind of distance from your vehicle we're working with for things like turning clearance. The other measurement is from the center of the hitch pin hole to the closest point, which is this reinforcement gusset here. That's going to be 4.5 inches. And it's helpful to know that for one, if you just have good clearance to actually slide this into the hitch, I think you should be pretty good here because the shank is quite long. But also if you have room to wrap an anti-rattle device around the shank and still have it clamp onto the hitch. Again, even in that closest hitch pin hole, I think there's a pretty good amount of room here, so you shouldn't find too many issues there if you wanted to maybe keep some of that rattling down. If you're thinking that this isn't quite the right fit for you, that's okay. There's a ton of other options on our site for ball mounts. I know I mentioned that BulletProof Hitches does their different weight series, so if you need something with a bit lower or heavier weight capacity and you still like the features you see here, you can find the right one for you, or even ones with different drop or rise heights if you need something bigger. But if you're thinking that BulletProof Hitches just isn't the one for you, I think a good place to look into next, especially when talking about this drop height, is the B&W Tow and Stow. They make a ball mount that's a very similar size, still works with your 2.5-inch hitches, and the ability to stow the ball underneath the hitch whenever it's not in use is really nice because this one does stick out a fair bit and there's no stowing feature. So if you leave it in the hitch full time as you're walking around your truck, this is going to be a real shin kicking hazard. And the B&W Tow and Stow will just be tucked away until you're ready to tow. Plus, that chrome plating they do on their balls holds up really well over time. A lot of people here at Etrailer use B&W ball mounts, leave them in full time, out in the elements, and they've done just fine over a long period of time. Whichever way you go though, I think you're gonna get a really solid ball mount. Just comes down to your own personal preferences, if you want that stowing feature, or if you like the fit and finish of the bulletproof option, or just the heavier weight capacity that it offers. But this has just been our look at this 2.5-inch heavy duty ball mount from BulletProof Hitches. My name's Aiden, and thanks for watching.